Welcome back, everyone. So now we're taking a look at a random TOEFL speaking task 1 question that tends to show up on the exams every year. So before we dive in, I want to mention a couple things that are really important here. So number one, whenever you have a question related to work, related to university, I don't want you to just think about your own experiences in your own country or society. That is helpful, that is useful. Sometimes you can use that information to come up with a valid response, a good one. But also think about like the situation involving universities, involving work or culture or lifestyle or any other of these topics and themes in the United States, okay? Many of you I know are taking TOEFL to attend an American university, while maybe a minority of you are taking it to get accepted into some kind of program, institution, or university in your own countries. That's fine. But if you have a little bit of awareness of how university works in the United States, how work is like in the United States, how society is, it'll sometimes give you some additional ideas that can make it a little bit easier to answer some of these questions. Now, the second thing I wanted to point out has to do with this question in particular, and that is when you're kind of subconsciously processing this question, we know there's different kinds of questions. We have questions in task 1 related to culture, related to traveling, related to food, sports, music, education, technology, right? We have all these different kinds of categories, topics, and themes. But some of them kind of might take some ideas from one or two themes, right? Like here you have university and here you have work. But in this specific situation, I want you to think of this question as related to work more, not so much education, because they're not asking about like study habits or anything of that nature. Here they're talking about work. Do you agree with the university to limit the working hours of students on campus? All right. So I said disagree. I said based on my own experience, being familiar with the environment here in the United States, a lot of college students actually, contrary to the stereotypes people have abroad, they actually need to work in order to survive. So not all universities are free. Not all of them are covered by the government or taxes. So a lot of us, even when we attend public schools, we have to cover at least half the tuition in a lot of cases, maybe sometimes even more. So they do need the money. Not everybody's on a scholarship. And here I'm using myself as an example. Well, I definitely agree that. So firmly mention your position, your opinion, your perspective. The university should limit the working hours of students on campus because it's my only reason. Some of them may actually need to earn a lot of money in order to survive. Like I remember when I was a college student, so I'm diving into my example here. I was working nearly full time while taking about 4 courses per semester. Now, sometimes if you can add a complex sentence here. Even though it was difficult and stressful, right? I'm kind of imagining the situation. I managed to do it. I succeeded. I really needed to work long hours. Now, maybe be a little bit specific. Why did you really have to do this? Because I attended a university in a high cost of living state and city. It's true. I lived in California most of my life. If I didn't work up to 40 hours or so a week, what if you didn't do this? What if this situation didn't apply to you? What would be the result of this? What would be the consequence? Then I wouldn't be able to afford my expenses, especially my rent. There you go. There you have it. That's the thing. Not all of us who attend university necessarily are provided dorms. Some people do attend dorms. That's true. Okay. But there's a lot of people, at least in the United States, who go to university and actually decide to rent a nearby apartment or flat. Okay. For all kinds of reasons. So sometimes it might be costlier, but maybe they value their privacy. Who knows? But in general, yeah, this is just the example I wanted to share with you today. Hope you guys like it. Please do hit the like button, hit the share button, and obviously subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to see you guys pretty soon.